Let me be upfront with you about something before this video starts. There is a version of this video that would be very easy to make. It would involve a lot of stock footage of people on yachts. It would feature at least 3 clips of someone opening a laptop on a beach. It would promise you a specific dollar amount, $500 a day, $10,000 a month, some number that feels just believable enough to keep you watching, and it would deliver that promise through a combination of vague advice, affiliate link recommendations, and the specific flavor of optimism that comes from someone who made money by selling courses about making money. That video is not this video. This video is the honest version, the one that takes the question, how do you make money as quickly as possible, seriously enough to answer it with real data, real timelines, real income ranges, and real guidance about which methods actually work in 2026 versus which ones are the digital equivalent of those. Get-rich-quick pamphlets that used to be advertised in the back of magazines next to ads for sea monkeys. Because the question itself is legitimate. There are approximately 1 million completely valid reasons why someone needs to make money faster than their current income is delivering. An unexpected bill, a job loss, a financial goal with a specific deadline, a side income that needs to exist sooner rather than eventually, the desire to stop feeling financially stuck and start building something real. These are not desperate or embarrassing reasons. They are the normal, ordinary circumstances of financial life, and the question of how to address them quickly and effectively deserves a real answer. The global gig economy will be worth around $582.2 billion in 2026 and is projected to reach $2,178.4 billion by 2034. There are 76.4 million Americans currently freelancing, a mission for Michael. The infrastructure for making money outside of traditional employment has never been more developed, more accessible, or more diverse. The opportunity is genuinely there. The challenge is knowing which parts of it are real, which are efficient, and which are elaborate time wasters dressed up as opportunities. We are going to cover all of it. The fastest methods, things that can produce income within 24 to 72 hours of starting. The medium speed methods, things that take 1 to 4 weeks to generate first income, but that scale significantly. The skill-based methods that produce the highest income per hour. The asset-based methods that eventually work without your continuous labor. And the specific honest timelines and income ranges for each one. Not the best-case scenario numbers that YouTube thumbnails like to feature, but the realistic medians that reflect what most people actually earn when they try these approaches. We are also going to cover the mistakes that make fast money slower, the specific errors that the people who don't succeed make repeatedly, and that the people who do succeed avoid almost universally. Because making money quickly is not just about choosing the right method, it's about executing the right method in the right way, which requires knowing what the wrong way looks like. Let's get into it, starting with the fastest money available. Chapter 1. The 24 to 72 hour methods. Money that can land this week. Here's the honest truth about truly fast money. It exists, it's accessible, and it almost universally comes from one of 3 sources. Either you're liquidating something you already own, you're providing a service that someone needs immediately and will pay for immediately, or you're accessing money that was already yours in a form you weren't using or didn't know about. Everything else, the passive income streams, the content creation businesses, the online courses, the scalable digital products, requires more time than 72 hours to produce its first dollar. Those things are important, and we'll cover them extensively. But if the question is genuinely, how do I get money into my account before the end of this week? The answers are more specific and more immediate than most financial content acknowledges. Method 1. Sell what you own. This is the unsexy answer that nobody wants to hear because it doesn't feel like a business strategy. It feels like cleaning out your closet, which is exactly what it is. And in 2026, cleaning out your closet has become a remarkably efficient income-generating activity. The resale market for used goods has matured into a genuine economic ecosystem. Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Craigslist, eBay, Poshmark, ThreadUp, Declutter, and a dozen other platforms have created liquid markets for virtually every category of consumer goods: clothing, electronics, furniture, sporting equipment, tools, books, games, collectibles, kitchen appliances, musical instruments. The friction between "I own this thing" and "I have cash" from this thing has been reduced to the point where a motivated seller with decent photography skills and reasonable pricing can convert unused household items to cash within 24 to 48 hours. The realistic income range from a focused household cleanout: $200 to $2,000 in the first week, depending on what you own and how aggressively you pursue it. Electronics and branded items at the high end, clothing and generic household goods at the lower end. The key variables are condition, brand recognition, pricing relative to comparable listings, and response speed to buyer inquiries. The pricing strategy that produces fastest sales undercut comparable listings by 10 to 15%. The goal of a 72-hour liquidation is speed, not maximum margin. The item sitting in your closet for another month while you wait for a buyer willing to pay full market price is not helping you this week. Price for quick sale, respond to inquiries within the hour, offer to meet at a convenient public location for local sales, and move on to the next item. For electronics specifically, phones, tablets, laptops, gaming consoles, cameras, the fastest route to cash is often a direct sale to companies that specialize in device buyback, declutter, gazelle, or carrier trade-in programs. You get instant quotes, ship the item for free, and receive payment within a few days. The price offered is typically below eBay market value, sometimes significantly, but the elimination of listing effort, buyer negotiation, shipping logistics, and the risk of no sale makes the speed premium worth it for most sellers in a genuine time crunch. Method 2. Gig economy services, your labor, today. Many people begin earning within days if they already have a skill they can offer. Making money fast in 2026 is more realistic than ever thanks to flexible work platforms, digital marketplaces, and remote job opportunities. WFSB. The gig economy platforms, DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, Instacart, TaskRabbit, Rover, Wag, Amazon Flex, share one defining characteristic that makes them uniquely valuable for fast income. They pay quickly, they have low barriers to entry, and you can start working within 24 to 48 hours of signing up in most markets. Rideshare and food delivery are the most widely available options with the fastest onboarding. DoorDash approval typically takes 2 to 3 days, including the background check. Uber and Lyft are similar. Once approved, you can start earning immediately, and both platforms offer early payout options that allow you to access earnings before the standard weekly payment cycle. DoorDash's Fast Pay feature, for example, lets you transfer earnings daily for a $1.99 fee. When speed matters more than fee optimization, the daily payout feature is worth its cost. The realistic hourly earnings for food delivery and rideshare in 2026, after accounting for vehicle expenses, fuel, wear, insurance. $12 to $20 per hour net in most markets, with meaningful variation by city, time of day, and platform. Earnings are higher during peak demand periods, lunch and dinner hours for delivery, Friday and Saturday nights for rideshare, inclement weather for both. The drivers earning at the high end of the range are working peak hours deliberately, stacking bonuses and promotions offered by platforms, and minimizing dead miles between pickups. The drivers at the low end are working off-peak without a specific optimization strategy. TaskRabbit deserves specific mention because it bridges gig work and skilled services in a way that can generate significantly higher hourly rates than delivery or rideshare. TaskRabbit connects people who need tasks completed: furniture assembly, mounting, moving help, cleaning, handyman work, yard work, with people who can complete them. Rates vary by task category and market, but average $30 to $80 per hour, with experienced taskers and skilled categories earning $100 per hour or more. The onboarding involves a background check and profile approval, typically 3 to 5 days, after which you set your own availability and pricing. TaskRabbit takes a 15% service fee. Pet sitting and dog walking through Rover produce reliable income in the $15 to $25 per hour range, with the added benefit of being genuinely enjoyable work for the subset of the population that likes dogs. Rover's background check and onboarding typically takes 3 to 5 days. Earnings depend heavily on reviews, which take time to accumulate. New sitters should expect lower booking rates initially and build toward full calendars as the review base grows. Method 3. Your existing skills monetized immediately. Here's the fastest path to meaningful income for people who have marketable professional skills and haven't yet offered them directly to the market outside of their employment context. Offer them directly to someone who will pay for them immediately. This sounds almost insultingly simple. It is also, consistently, the fastest route to significant income that exists, faster than any platform, faster than any product launch, faster than any content strategy. If you have a skill that businesses or individuals need and will pay for, the fastest money available is finding the people who need that skill and offering it to them. The specific skills that translate most immediately to quick paid work in 2026. Programming and development commands $55 to $65 per hour on average on platforms like Upwork, with specialized developers earning $100 or more per hour. AI and machine learning professionals make an average of $54 an hour. Digital marketing specialists earn $28 to $45 an hour. Writing and content creation averages $23.57 an hour, with specialized technical writing commanding $75 or more. Web design and UX commands significant hourly rates. Translation services earn $25 to $50 per hour for in-demand language pairs. A mission. For Michael, the fastest deployment of these skills. For immediate income, direct outreach, not building a portfolio website first, not crafting the perfect pitch, not waiting for Upwork to approve your profile, and then waiting for the algorithm to surface your listing to buyers. Identify 3 to 5 people or businesses in your network, former employers, colleagues, clients, LinkedIn connections, who might benefit from your skills, and reach out to them today. A message that says, I have capacity for freelance work over the next few weeks and would love to help you with X, where X is a specific relevant thing you know they need, is the fastest path from skill to income that exists. The response rate on direct outreach to warm contacts is dramatically higher than cold outreach to strangers, and dramatically faster than waiting for inbound leads from a platform profile. Most people who have been in a profession for more than 2 years have a network that contains someone who would pay for their skills if the offer were made directly. The barrier to making that offer is almost entirely psychological, like the vulnerability of asking, the fear of rejection, the discomfort of pricing yourself. These are real but surmountable barriers that cost the people who don't surmount them thousands of dollars per year in potential income that never materializes. Chapter 2. The 1 to 4 week methods, real income with runway. Here's where the fast money conversation gets more interesting and more sustainable. The methods that produce first income within 1 to 4 weeks are the ones that actually solve the underlying problem, not just covering this week's emergency, but building income capacity that continues beyond the immediate need. Method 1. Freelancing on platforms. You can make an Upwork or Fiverr profile tonight and potentially get your first job in less than 72 hours. The realistic timeline is Day 1. Make a profile, upload samples of your work, and write good service descriptions. Day 2. Apply to relevant jobs and optimize your profile further. Day 3 and beyond, land your first client. A mission for Michael. Let's be more precise about the realistic timeline, because 72 hours to first job is possible, but not typical, especially for new profiles without reviews. The more accurate median timeline, 1 to 2 weeks to first paid work on Upwork or Fiverr for a new account with a well-built profile and active proposal sending. 2 to 4 weeks for accounts that are slower to build out or more competitive in their service category. The profile quality variables that most directly determine how quickly new freelancers land first clients: specificity of service offering, quality of work samples, strength of the profile description, and quantity and quality of proposals sent in the first week. Generic profiles, I do writing and editing and social media and virtual assistant work, perform dramatically worse than specific profiles. I write SaaS product. Case studies and help B2B companies convert prospects with evidence-based content. The specific profile attracts the right clients and filters out poor fit projects. The generic profile attracts no clients because no client is searching for a generic generalist. Proposals are the primary lever for new freelancers on Upwork, where the platform's search ranking for new profiles is low and the primary way to get work is active application. Sending 10 to 15 well-customized proposals per day, not copy-paste templates, but proposals that demonstrate you read the job description and understand the specific need, is the activity that most reliably produces first clients within the 2-week window. This is work. It requires time and thought. It is also work that produces compounding returns. Each completed project generates a review, each review improves search ranking, and the platform's algorithm rewards accounts with strong review histories with increasing visibility. Fiverr operates differently from Upwork. It is more search-based and less proposal-driven, which means new sellers are more dependent on the platform's algorithm surface their gigs to buyers. The optimization variables for Fiverr are profile completeness, gig category selection, thumbnail quality, gig title keywords, and pricing. New sellers on Fiverr typically see their first orders later than Upwork, often 2 to 4 weeks after launch. But Fiverr's scale and the permanence of listed gigs means that a well-optimized Fiverr presence continues generating inbound orders indefinitely without the ongoing proposal writing effort that Upwork requires. Method 2. Local services, the overlooked gold mine. Here's the category of fast income that the internet has somehow managed to make people forget about while obsessing over digital opportunities. Local service businesses. Businesses that you can start with minimal equipment, that charge rates significantly above minimum wage, that have genuine demand in virtually every community in America, and that produce first income as soon as the first customer is served. Lawn care, landscaping, and snow removal. House cleaning and organization, window washing, pressure washing, gutter cleaning, pool cleaning, painting, minor handyman services. These are businesses that, with a basic equipment investment, a few Nextdoor and Facebook posts, and the willingness to show up and do quality work, can generate $500 to $2,000 in the first week and significantly more as the customer base develops. The economics of local service businesses in 2026 are genuinely compelling. Lawn mowing services in suburban markets charge $40 to $80 per lawn. With a motivated operator able to service 6 to 10 lawns per day, that's $240 to $800 per day. House cleaning services charge $100 to $200 per appointment for standard residential cleaning. A one-person cleaning operation with 5 regular weekly clients generates $2,000 to $4,000 per month in revenue for roughly 20 to 25 hours of work per week. The barrier to entry for local service businesses is lower than most people assume, and primarily consists of basic equipment, liability insurance in some cases, and the marketing effort required to acquire the first few clients. The marketing for a local service business in 2026 is dramatically more accessible than it was a decade ago. Nextdoor posts reach every neighbor within several blocks. Facebook Marketplace has a services category. Google business profile listings appear in local search results for free, and word of mouth from satisfied customers compounds exponentially in tight-knit neighborhood communities. The specific advantage of local service businesses for fast income, payment is immediate and in cash. You mow the lawn, the customer pays you, you clean the house, the customer pays you. There is no 14-day hold on funds, no platform processing delay, no waiting for invoices to clear net 30 payment terms. The money is available the same day the work is performed. Method 3. Selling used items strategically. The resale business. Earlier we discussed selling things you own as a 24 to 72 hour method. Here's the upgraded version, sourcing items specifically to resell them, which transforms a one-time liquidation into a repeatable income stream. The resale business model involves buying undervalued items at garage sales, estate sales, thrift stores, Facebook Marketplace, and OfferUp, and reselling them at a profit on platforms with higher buyer demand. The arbitrage between where items are cheap and where they sell for more is the entire business model, and in 2026 it remains viable and profitable for people who develop sourcing knowledge in specific categories. The categories with the most reliable resale margins in 2026: vintage clothing and designer brands, electronics, furniture, collectibles and toys, sporting equipment, musical instruments, and books. Each category has its own knowledge requirements. You need to know what's valuable, what's not, and what specific items command premiums on which platforms. This knowledge is acquirable through research and experience, and it is the primary barrier to entry. The capital required to start is modest. $50 to $200 is sufficient to make first purchases and test the model before scaling. The realistic income from a focused resale operation, starting from scratch, $200 to $500 in the first month, growing to $1,000 to $3,000 per month within 3 to 6 months for someone who dedicates 10 to 20 hours per week to sourcing and selling. The ceiling for a full-time resale business, one that involves volume purchasing, storage, and systematic listing practices, is significantly higher, with established resellers reporting $5,000 to $15,000 per month in revenue. Chapter 3. The Skill-Based Methods, the highest income per hour available. Let's talk about the methods that produce the most money per hour of effort, because speed of first income and income per hour are not the same metric, and the person asking how to make money as quickly as possible usually cares about both. The skill-based income methods consistently produce the highest hourly rates available outside of salaried employment, and in many cases significantly above it. They take longer to establish than selling household items or signing up for DoorDash. They produce better outcomes for people who invest in them, and the investment timeline is shorter than most people assume. High-income freelance skills, the specific breakdown. The freelance skill landscape of 2026 has been meaningfully reshaped by AI, both as a threat to certain skill categories and as an amplifier of others. Understanding which skills are growing in value and which are declining is essential for anyone choosing where to invest development time. Skills whose value has increased in 2026 due to AI prompt engineering and optimization, AI-assisted content strategy, data analysis and interpretation, complex writing that requires genuine expertise and judgment, video production and editing, and any skill that involves managing AI tools to produce outputs that meet professional quality standards. The person who can use AI tools skillfully to produce outcomes that non-expert AI users cannot produce independently is earning significantly more per hour than the same person could have earned for the same type of work 5 years ago. Skills whose value has decreased: basic data entry, simple transcription, formulaic content writing, and other tasks where AI can now produce acceptable outputs with minimal human oversight. These skills are not worthless. Demand still exists, but the hourly rates available for them have compressed significantly as AI alternatives have proliferated. The highest earning freelance categories in 2026 by hourly rate based on current platform data: software development and specialized programming at $55 to $150 plus per hour. This is the highest ceiling skill category in freelancing, with experienced developers in specialized areas: AI/ML, blockchain, mobile development, cloud architecture, regularly commanding $100 to $200 per hour. The barrier to entry is high. Developing marketable programming skills requires months to years of dedicated learning. But for someone who already has development skills or is willing to invest the time to acquire them, the income ceiling is extraordinary. Specialized writing, technical writing, medical writing, legal writing, financial writing, at $50 to $150 per hour for experienced practitioners. The specialized qualifier matters enormously. Generalist content writing at $15 to $25 per hour is a crowded, AI-pressured category. Technical writing for software documentation, medical writing for clinical research, and financial writing for investment firms are specialized categories where the combination of writing skill and domain expertise commands rates that are dramatically higher than generalist content and that AI has not yet displaced. Digital marketing consulting, paid advertising management, SEO, conversion rate optimization, email marketing strategy at $40 to $100 per hour. The specific sub-skills with highest current market value: Google and Meta advertising management, where results are directly attributable and the skill has clear ROI for clients, technical SEO, and marketing analytics. These skills are teachable, learnable within weeks to months through structured courses and practice, and in consistent high demand from the vast universe of businesses that have online presences but lack internal marketing expertise. Video editing and production at $30 to $80 per hour, the creator economy's continued growth, and the increasing importance of video content across every platform has created sustained high demand for video editing skills. The barrier to entry is moderate. Software proficiency in DaVinci Resolve or Adobe Premiere requires weeks of dedicated practice, and the income ceiling for specialized editors working with high-profile creators or brands is significantly higher than the averages suggest. The AI skills opportunity, the fastest-growing category of 2026. Here's the specific skill category that has the most favorable combination of demand growth, income potential, and learning speed. AI-related services. In 2026, people who know how to talk to AI properly are earning faster than skilled professionals. Writing prompts for businesses, generating ad copies, creating social media posts, designing thumbnails, product descriptions, even voiceovers using AI tools. Companies don't care how it's done. Yahoo Finance. The market for people who can use AI tools skillfully to produce business outputs is genuinely new, genuinely large, and genuinely underserved. Businesses understand that AI tools exist and that they should be using them. A significant majority of those businesses lack the internal expertise to use them effectively. The person who can bridge that gap, who can use Claude, ChatGPT, Midjourney, 11 Labs, or any of the other emerging tools to produce specific, high-quality outputs that businesses need, is in a position that did not exist 2 years ago and that is currently commanding premium rates. The specific AI services generating the highest current demand: AI-assisted content production at scale, AI image generation for marketing and advertising, AI video creation using tools like Runway and Sora, AI voice production for explainer videos and audiobooks, and AI-assisted data analysis and reporting. Freelancers offering these services on Upwork and Fiverr are reporting above-average booking rates and above-average hourly effective rates compared to non-AI assisted equivalents. The learning curve for AI tool proficiency is shorter than for most traditional skill categories. Weeks rather than months to develop competence that's marketable. This speed to marketable skill is the defining advantage of AI services as a fast income method for people who are starting from scratch and need to build income capacity quickly. Chapter 4. The Asset-Based Methods. Building income that doesn't require your hours. Here's the category that everyone gets excited about, and that requires the most honest discussion of realistic timelines. The income streams that, once established, generate money without requiring your continuous active labor. The passive income methods. The assets that work while you sleep, as the YouTube thumbnails like to say. These methods are real. The income is real. The while you sleep part is eventually real for some of them. The part that requires careful, honest treatment is the timeline, the period between starting and generating any income at all, which is almost universally longer than the content about these methods implies. Digital products. Create once, sell indefinitely. Digital products are still one of the best ways to make money online in 2026 because you create them once and sell them over and over again. The biggest shift now is that people no longer want vague information. They want specific outcomes and things they can absorb and see results right away. Being specific sells. The Motley Fool. The digital product category includes ebooks, templates, courses, printables, presets, sound packs, stock photography, Notion templates, spreadsheet tools, and any other information or asset that can be delivered digitally. The economics are compelling. Create the product once, sell it indefinitely with no incremental cost per unit, collect revenue that is not proportional to your hours. The realistic timeline to first income from digital products, 2 to 6 weeks from the decision to create to the first sale, for a motivated creator who moves quickly. Longer, often significantly longer, for creators who spend excessive time on product development before beginning to sell. The most common mistake in digital product creation: over-engineering the product before testing whether anyone will buy it. The person who spends 3 months creating a comprehensive 200-page ebook and then discovers there's no audience willing to pay for it has wasted 3 months. The person who creates a 20-page focused guide in 1 week, lists it for sale, and discovers strong demand has both validated the market and generated income in a fraction of the time. The validation first approach to digital products. Before creating, find evidence that people are willing to pay for what you're considering making. Search for similar products on Etsy, Gumroad, and Amazon. Look at their sales, their reviews, their pricing. If comparable products are selling consistently, the demand is real, and your version can capture a portion of it. If no comparable products exist, the absence of competition may mean the market is underserved, or it may mean no market exists. The difference is discoverable through validation before you invest creation time. The platforms for selling digital products in 2026. Etsy remains the largest marketplace for printables and templates, with millions of buyers actively searching for digital goods. Gumroad is the easiest platform for individual creators to list and sell digital files directly. Teachable and Kajabi serve the online course market. Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing serves ebooks. Stan Store and TikTok Shop have emerged as platforms where creators with social followings can sell directly to their audiences. Self-publishing platforms like Kindle Direct Publishing allow authors to retain a significant portion of their earnings, with royalties of up to 70%. LifeStance Health. For informational content with genuine depth and useful practical application, self-published ebooks on Kindle can generate income for years from a single creation effort. The ultimate expression of the create once, earn indefinitely model. Print on demand, the inventory-free product business. Print on demand lets you customize white label products with original designs and sell them without buying or holding inventory. When a customer purchases one of your items, a print-on-demand company prints your design on the product, packages the order, and ships it directly to your customer. Program business. Print-on-demand businesses selling t-shirts, mugs, phone cases, tote bags, and other products featuring original designs fulfilled by a third-party printer represent one of the most accessible product business models available in 2026. The setup requires no inventory, no upfront product cost, no shipping logistics. Your contribution is the design and the marketing. Everything else is handled by the fulfillment partner. The platforms that dominate the print-on-demand space, Printful and Printify, integrate with Etsy, Shopify, and other marketplaces, allowing you to list products and have orders automatically fulfilled. Redbubble and Merch by Amazon operate as all-in-one marketplaces where you upload designs and the platform handles discovery, fulfillment, and payment. The realistic income from print-on-demand is highly variable and heavily influenced by design quality, niche selection, and platform traffic. The median income for a new print-on-demand store in the first 3 months is modest. $50 to $300 per month is a reasonable expectation for an account with 20 to 50 designs and no existing audience. The upside is real but requires either a strong existing audience or a patient, volume-based design strategy. Successful print-on-demand sellers typically have hundreds of designs across multiple niches, with a minority of designs generating the majority of sales. Online courses. The high-ticket digital product online courses still work, but only when they solve a very clear problem. In 2026, shorter and more focused courses perform better than massive 12-module programs. People want speed, clarity, and a direct path to results. The Motley Fool online courses represent the highest ticket item in the digital product category. A well-positioned course on a valuable skill can sell for $97, $297, $497, or more. The economics of a single course sale at $297 vastly exceed the economics of a single ebook sale at $9.99, and the income potential from a course with genuine demand is significantly higher than most other digital products. The realistic timeline for course income, longer than most other methods on this list. A course requires more creation time than a simple digital product, more marketing infrastructure to sell consistently, and more audience development to generate organic discovery. For someone with an existing audience, an email list, a social media following, a YouTube channel, a course can generate significant income within weeks of launch. For someone starting from zero audience, the course itself may be ready in 4 to 8 weeks, but generating consistent sales requires audience building that extends the timeline to months. The fastest path to course income for someone starting without an audience: cohort-based or live course delivery. Instead of pre-recording everything and then selling to a cold audience, sell the course before you create it, promising a live cohort delivery starting in 3 weeks, collecting payment up front. and then delivering the material live as you create it. This model validates demand before creation, generates income before the course is fully built, and provides direct student feedback that improves the content in real time. Chapter 5. The negotiation method, the fastest money, most people completely ignore. Here's the fastest money available to the majority of employed Americans. Money that requires no new skills, no platform signups, no side hustle, no additional hours, and no risk beyond the mild discomfort of a conversation. It is also the method that personal finance content covers least because it doesn't involve any product to recommend or any affiliate link to include. It is negotiating your existing salary. Before you scroll past this section because you think salary negotiation doesn't qualify as making money fast, consider the math. The average American worker who successfully negotiates a salary increase gets a raise of approximately 10 to 20% above their original offer or current salary. On a $60,000 salary, a 15% raise is $9,000 per year, $750 per month, every month indefinitely, from a single conversation that takes 20 minutes. Workers who negotiate their salary earn an average of $5,000 more per year than those who accept the initial offer, and this gap compounds over a career because every subsequent raise is calculated from the higher base. Newsroom. That $5,000 per year difference, sustained over a 30-year career, represents $150,000 in additional lifetime earnings before accounting for the compounding effect of higher raises built on a higher base, and the negotiation that produces it takes one conversation. There is no faster money per minute of effort available in the legitimate economy. The reason this method gets skipped is entirely psychological. The request feels presumptuous. The fear of rejection, specifically the fear that the employer will rescind the offer or view the negotiation unfavorably, looms large and prevents action. Only 37% of workers always negotiate their salary, while 18% never do. 28% of workers don't negotiate because they're uncomfortable asking for more money, and 51% of employers say they have room to increase their initial offer by 5 to 10%. Harbor mental health. 51% of employers have room to increase the offer. More than half of the people making job offers are expecting a negotiation and have budgeted headroom for it. The negotiation is part of the expected process, not a disruption to it. The person who doesn't negotiate is leaving money that was already allocated for them on the table, uncollected, because the conversation felt uncomfortable. The specific negotiation script that works in 2026 is direct, evidence-based, and confident without being aggressive. Based on my research of market rates for this role in this location, and given my specific experience with X and Y, I was expecting something closer to Z. Is there flexibility in the base? This script does 4 things. It anchors to market data rather than personal need. It references specific value-adding qualifications. It states a specific number rather than a vague more. And it asks a question that invites a response rather than making a demand that invites defensiveness. The market data component, knowing what the role actually pays in your market, is the most important preparation step. Glassdoor, levels.fyi for tech roles, LinkedIn salary, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Occupational employment statistics all provide market rate data. Going into a negotiation without knowing the market rate is negotiating blind. Going in with 3 to 5 data points showing that your requested salary is within or below market range transforms the conversation from "I want more" to "the market suggests this is appropriate." The raise negotiation for current employees. The salary negotiation framing above applies to new job offers. For current employees seeking raises, the approach is slightly different, but the fundamental principle, most employers have room to pay more and most employees don't ask, is identical. The fastest path to a raise in a current role follows a specific sequence. First, document your contributions over the past 6 to 12 months with specific, quantified outcomes. Not, "I worked hard on the marketing campaigns, but I managed the Q3 campaign that generated $180,000 in pipeline, representing a 34% increase over Q2. Specific numbers, specific outcomes, specific evidence that your contribution to the organization exceeds what your current compensation reflects. Second, research market rates for your role with your experience level in your location. If you discover you're paid 15% below market, which is surprisingly common as employers consistently underpay employees who don't periodically test the market, your negotiation is not "I want more money," but "my current compensation is 15% below what comparable roles pay in this market, and I'd like to address that." Third, request a specific meeting for the conversation rather than raising it in passing. "I'd like to schedule time to discuss my compensation" signals that this is a deliberate, prepared conversation rather than a spontaneous complaint. It also gives your manager time to prepare, which improves the quality of the conversation and the likelihood of a positive outcome. The timing of raise requests matters. After a significant win, after a performance review that went well, or at the beginning of budget planning cycles for your organization. Requesting a raise immediately after a difficult quarter or a missed deadline is poor timing. Requesting one immediately after delivering a major project that exceeded expectations is excellent timing. The job switch method. The fastest raise available. Here's the data point that should motivate every professional who hasn't changed jobs in the past 2 years. People who switch jobs earn 10 to 20% more than people who stay, and in some fields the premium for switching is even higher. Staying with the same employer for more than 2 years results in earning approximately 50% less over a lifetime compared to those who job hop strategically. A mission for Michael job switching is the salary negotiation nuclear option. It produces the largest income jumps available in the employment market, and it does so in a compressed time frame. The process from decision to first paycheck at the higher salary typically takes 6 to 12 weeks. 2 to 4 weeks of active job searching and interviewing, 1 to 2 weeks of offer negotiation and acceptance, 2 to 4 weeks of notice period at the current job. 6 to 12 weeks is not the same day as liquidating household items, but it is faster than building a freelance business from scratch, faster than growing a digital product audience, and the income increase is permanent rather than a one-time payment. A 20% salary increase from a job switch at $70,000 is $14,000 per year, every year compounding into every future raise and retirement contribution from an investment of 6 to 12 weeks of job searching activity. The people who never switch jobs because they're comfortable, because the benefits are good, because leaving feels disloyal or risky, these are the people most likely to be significantly underpaid relative to their market value 5 years into a tenure. Comfort is expensive when it comes at the price of 10 to 20% of your annual earnings. Chapter 6. The Rental Economy, Making Your Existing Assets Work. Here's a category of fast income that sits at the intersection of the asset-based and immediate methods. Renting things you already own to people who need them temporarily. The rental economy of 2026 has expanded well beyond Airbnb rooms to encompass cars, storage space, parking spots, tools, cameras, clothing, and essentially any asset that has value but sits idle for significant portions of its ownership period. Renting your space. The most valuable rentable asset most people own is physical space: a spare room, a parking spot, a storage unit, a garage, a backyard. Each of these can generate income through platforms that connect owners with temporary renters. Airbnb and VRBO for short-term room or home rental remain the highest income density options in this category, generating $500 to $3,000 per month from a spare room in a well-located home in a high-demand market. The onboarding process, creating the listing, photographing the space, completing the verification, takes 1 to 2 days. The first booking can arrive within 24 to 48 hours of going live in a competitive market. The income is real, consistent, and scalable by adding listings or optimizing pricing. The realistic constraints on Airbnb income. Local regulations in some cities restrict short-term rentals significantly, and compliance requirements including permits, taxes, and HOA approval vary enormously by location. Research your local regulatory environment before investing in setup. Some cities, New York, San Francisco, Los Angeles, have restrictions that make short-term rental significantly more complicated than in less regulated markets. Neighbor.com connects people who have unused storage space, a garage, a basement, a spare room, with people who need storage at below market rates. The average host earns $100 to $300 per month from a single storage space with essentially no ongoing effort beyond the initial setup. The income is modest, but genuinely passive. The renter stores their items, pays monthly, and the host, does nothing. For people with unused garage or basement space, this is among the most effort-minimal income sources available. Spot Hero and similar parking rental platforms allow people with unused parking spaces in high-demand urban areas to rent by the day, month, or event. In cities where parking commands premium pricing, New York, Chicago, San Francisco, Boston, a single parking space can generate $200 to $600 per month. The income is entirely passive once listed. Renting your car. Renting out your car on Turo can generate $500 to $1,000 per month depending on your vehicle, location, and how often you make it available. Hosts who list consistently attractive vehicles in high-demand markets can earn significantly more. WFS-B Turo, the peer-to-peer car rental platform, has matured into a genuine income source for car owners whose vehicles sit unused for significant periods. The economics depend heavily on vehicle type and location. A standard sedan in a suburban market generates $30 to $50 per day when booked. A desirable vehicle, an EV, a pickup truck, a luxury car, in a high-demand market generates $80 to $150 per day. A car rented 15 days per month at $50 per day generates $750 in gross income, from which Turo takes 15 to 40%, depending on the insurance plan selected. The practical constraints. Your regular vehicle becomes less available to you while listed and booked, which requires either a second vehicle or careful management of your own transportation needs around booking windows. Insurance coverage during rentals is handled by Turo's plans, but your personal auto insurance may have exclusions related to commercial rental use. Review your policy before listing. Renting your equipment and belongings, Fat Llama, Loanables, and similar peer-to-peer rental platforms connect owners of equipment, cameras, lenses, power tools, musical instruments, outdoor gear, electronics, with people who need them temporarily. The income from equipment rental is modest on an individual item basis but cumulative for people with multiple rentable assets. A professional camera and lens kit rented through Fat Llama at $80 per day, rented 4 days per month, generates $320 per month from equipment that otherwise sits in a closet. A set of power tools rented at $30 per day generates $120 per month at similar utilization. These are not life-changing income amounts, but they represent genuine returns from assets that produce zero income without the rental platform. Chapter 7. The Gig Economy. Deep Dive. Maximizing what the platforms actually pay. Let's go deeper on the gig economy than the surface-level sign-up for DoorDash advice, because the difference between the average gig worker's hourly earnings and the top gig worker's hourly earnings is enormous, and the difference is almost entirely explained by specific strategic decisions that most gig workers never make. The platform stacking strategy. The most effective income maximization strategy for gig economy workers in 2026 is platform stacking, being simultaneously registered on multiple platforms in the same category and switching between them based on real-time demand, surge pricing, and bonus availability. A food delivery worker registered on DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Instacart simultaneously can accept the highest paying available order across all 4 platforms at any given moment, rather than being constrained to whatever DoorDash happens to be offering. The additional sign-up and mental management overhead is modest. The platforms run simultaneously on your phone, and the income improvement over single platform operation is typically 20 to 40%. The specific platforms worth stacking in 2026 by category: food delivery, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Grubhub, and Instacart. DoorDash and Uber Eats have the highest order volume in most markets. Grubhub tends to have higher per-order pay in the markets where it operates competitively. Instacart grocery delivery pays higher per-order amounts, but requires more time per order due to shopping requirements. Rideshare, Uber and Lyft simultaneously. The apps cannot be run in parallel for passenger pickup, but drivers can toggle between platforms during downtime between rides to capture whichever has higher surge pricing at the moment. In most markets, Uber has significantly higher volume, but Lyft occasionally has promotions or surge events that make switching worthwhile. The timing optimization. The best hours for delivery drivers are typically lunch, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., dinner, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., and late night on weekends, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Working these peak windows can increase hourly earnings by 40 to 60% compared to off-peak hours. Weather events, rain, snow, reliably produce surge pricing and high demand. Yahoo Finance. The gig worker, who shows up whenever it's convenient for their schedule and works the hours that feel comfortable, is leaving a significant portion of available income uncaptured. The gig worker, who schedules their hours around peak demand windows, who monitors surge pricing actively and positions themselves in high-demand zones before the surge begins, and who works through weather events that reduce driver supply while increasing customer demand, this person earns materially more per hour than the median. Specific tactics: arrive in restaurant-dense areas 20 minutes before the lunch or dinner rush begins, when orders are starting to queue but driver supply hasn't fully arrived. Accept orders that have been waiting longer. They typically have higher pay due to increased base compensation for delay. Decline very long-distance orders that take you far from the high-demand area and require significant dead mileage return time. Know the specific locations in your market that generate the highest order density: downtown cores, university areas, sports venues on event days, hospital complexes, and concentrate your working hours in those zones. The bonus and promotion maximization. Every major gig platform runs regular promotional structures: DoorDash's peak pay and challenge bonuses, Uber's consecutive trip bonuses, Instacart's peak hour promotions that add $1 to $5 or more per order above the standard rate. These promotions are time-limited and location-specific, and the gig workers who monitor them actively and plan their working hours around them earn significantly more than those who ignore them. DoorDash's challenge bonuses, complete 30 deliveries this week to earn an extra $50 bonus, are among the most valuable promotions available. At $50 for 30 deliveries on top of standard pay, this adds $1.67 per delivery, a meaningful uplift at scale. Workers who consistently qualify for these bonuses by planning their weekly hours around challenge completion earn $200 to $400 more per month than equivalently active workers who don't track promotion availability. TaskRabbit optimization, the high-rate gig. TaskRabbit deserves specific optimization attention because its earning potential is significantly higher than food delivery or rideshare, and because the specific decisions that determine success on the platform are not intuitive. The highest earning TaskRabbit categories in 2026 are furniture assembly, high demand, consistent volume, requires no specialized tools; TV and electronics mounting, specialized enough to command premium rates, common request; moving help, high rate, physically demanding, consistent demand; and general handyman services, broad demand, high rate for experienced providers. New taskers face the cold start problem. The platform's algorithm surfaces experienced, well-reviewed taskers to buyers. First, leaving new taskers dependent on being one of the few available options in their category, or undercutting on price to generate initial bookings. The strategy for new taskers: price at or slightly below market rate for the first 10 to 15 tasks to generate reviews, then raise rates to market or above, as the review base supports premium positioning. The early below-market pricing is an investment in the review currency that drives long-term platform income. Chapter 8: The Social Media Monetization Reality Check. Let's have the honest conversation about social media income that the algorithm specifically discourages, because the algorithm rewards content about social media success, which means the information landscape around this topic is extraordinarily distorted toward best-case scenarios. Social media income is real. The people earning meaningful money from content creation are genuinely earning it. The timelines and probability distributions around that income are, however, dramatically different from what the "I made $10,000 in my first month on TikTok" thumbnails suggest. And for someone who needs to make money quickly, understanding the actual distribution of outcomes is essential for making an informed decision about where to invest their time. The honest creator economy numbers. Only the top 3.5% of creators on YouTube make more than minimum wage from the platform. The average YouTube channel with 10,000 subscribers earns approximately $200 to $500 per month from AdSense. Reaching 10,000 subscribers typically takes 12 to 18 months for a new channel with consistent posting. Bankrate read those numbers carefully. Reaching 10,000 subscribers, which produces $200 to $500 per month, takes the average new channel 12 to 18 months of consistent posting. That is not fast money. That is a 12 to 18 month investment before the first meaningful AdSense check arrives. For someone who needs income quickly, building a YouTube channel from scratch is not the answer. TikTok's creator monetization is even less favorable per view than YouTube's AdSense rates, despite the platform's explosive growth. The TikTok Creator Fund pays approximately 2 cents to 4 cents per 1,000 views, which means a video with 100,000 views generates $2 to $4. A creator who consistently achieves 100,000 views per video, posting 3 times per week, earns approximately $24 to $48 per month from the Creator Fund. This is not a meaningful income source at any scale achievable by most creators. Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly Twitter, have their own monetization programs with similar structural limitations for new or small accounts. The platform-native monetization is insufficient for meaningful income until follower counts reach levels that take significant time to build. Where social media income actually comes from. Here's the reframe that changes the creator economy calculus completely. The platform-native monetization, AdSense, Creator Fund, platform bonuses, is not where most creators earn most of their money. The income that makes content creation financially worthwhile for serious creators comes from brand partnerships, affiliate marketing, and selling their own products and services, none of which requires platform monetization eligibility. A creator with 5,000 highly engaged followers in a specific niche can earn more from a single brand partnership than a creator with 100,000 disengaged followers earns in a month from platform monetization. Micro-influencers with 1,000 to 10,000 followers in specific niches earn $100 to $500 per sponsored post from brands targeting that niche. The Motley Fool. The key insight: niche specificity and audience engagement matter more than raw follower count for monetization purposes. A cooking account with 3,000 followers who post regularly and have built genuine community engagement can charge $150 to $300 per sponsored post from food brands. A fitness account with 5,000 engaged followers can earn from supplement or equipment affiliate partnerships. The threshold for brand partner eligible monetization is dramatically lower than most people assume, and the path to reaching that threshold is measured in months rather than years when the content strategy is niche-specific and engagement-focused from the start. The fastest social media income strategy for 2026. For someone who wants to generate income from social media as quickly as possible, the strategy is entirely different from building a general interest content channel and hoping the algorithm drives growth. The fastest social media income path: build a niche-specific account around a topic where you have genuine expertise, focus on providing specific value rather than entertainment, and monetize through affiliate marketing from day one rather than waiting for platform monetization eligibility. Affiliate marketing: earning commission on sales generated by your referral links. Entering can generate income from a first post if the post reaches the right audience. Commission rates vary by category. Software affiliate programs pay 20 to 40% recurring commissions. Amazon affiliate pays 1 to 10% depending on category. Direct brand affiliate programs pay 5 to 25% per sale. A single well-placed affiliate link in a niche content piece that achieves meaningful distribution can generate $50 to $500 in commissions without any platform monetization eligibility, any brand partnership, or any follower count threshold. The platforms most favorable for fast affiliate income in 2026: Pinterest, high-intent search traffic that converts well for affiliate products; TikTok, viral potential that can drive enormous traffic to a single piece of content; and YouTube Shorts, Google's algorithm-driven distribution that can rapidly surface niche content to relevant audiences. Chapter 9. The AI-powered income methods of 2026. Let's spend dedicated time on the income methods that are genuinely new in 2026, the ones that didn't exist or weren't viable 2 years ago, and that represent genuine opportunities for people willing to learn tools that most of the working population hasn't engaged with yet. AI tools have created entirely new income streams: AI generated content for businesses, AI art for commercial licensing, AI assisted coding services, AI powered research services, and AI model fine tuning for specialized applications. These opportunities didn't exist in 2022 and are still in the early adopter phase where first movers have significant advantages. Program business AI content services, the fastest growing freelance category. Businesses of all sizes need content: blog posts, social media posts, email sequences, product descriptions, ad copy, video scripts, and the businesses that have attempted to use AI tools to produce this content independently have often discovered that the outputs require significant human expertise to be genuinely useful. The opportunity is being the human expertise layer, the person who knows how to prompt AI tools to produce high-quality outputs, who can edit and refine AI-generated drafts to meet professional standards, and who can produce content at a scale and speed that purely human writers cannot match. This service category is growing faster than any other on major freelance platforms in 2026. Clients are willing to pay for AI-assisted content at rates comparable to traditional content because the output quality, when produced by a skilled AI content professional, is comparable or superior, while the production speed is dramatically higher. A skilled AI content operator can produce a 1,500-word blog post in 45 minutes that would take a traditional writer 3 to 4 hours. At $150 per post, that's $200 per hour effective rate, among the highest available in the content category. The tools driving this category: Claude and ChatGPT for text content, Midjourney and Adobe, Firefly for images, Runway and Sora for video, 11 Labs for voice. The learning curve for each is measured in hours to days of practice rather than weeks, and the combination of text, image, and video AI capabilities positions a skilled multi-tool operator to offer comprehensive content packages that command premium rates. AI automation services, the B2B opportunity beyond content. Businesses increasingly need help automating workflows using AI tools, and the people who can build these automations are earning significant consulting fees from businesses that have the budget but not the expertise. Building AI automations for small businesses using tools like Zapier, Make, formerly Integromat, and direct API integrations is a service category generating $50 to $150 per hour for skilled practitioners in 2026. Businesses pay for automations that save them time: customer service chatbots, automated report generation, lead qualification systems, social media scheduling. Automations. Life Stance Health. The barrier to entry for AI automation services is moderate. Understanding the tools requires dedicated learning, but the learning is accessible through the documentation and tutorial ecosystems that have grown around these platforms. A person who spends 2 to 3 weeks learning Make or Zapier plus basic API integration concepts has a marketable skill that most small business owners don't have and are willing to pay to access. The fastest path to first clients in this category: identify small businesses in your immediate network or community that obviously have repetitive manual processes. The restaurant that manually copies online orders into a spreadsheet, the real estate agent who manually sends follow-up emails to every new lead, the e-commerce store that manually notifies suppliers of new orders and offer to automate one specific process for a fixed fee. A single successful automation engagement delivered at a fair price with clear ROI explanation generates referrals within the business owner's network that compound into a client base. AI image and video generation for commercial use. The market for AI-generated visual content, for advertising, for social media, for website design, for product mock-ups, has developed faster than the legal and ethical frameworks for discussing it, but the commercial demand is real, and the income opportunities are genuine for people with strong aesthetic judgment and prompt engineering skill. Stock image platforms including Adobe Stock and Shutterstock have begun accepting AI-generated images that meet their quality and disclosure standards, creating a passive income opportunity for prolific AI image creators who can produce volume at high quality. The income per image is modest, 25 cents to $4 per download depending on license type, but the ability to produce hundreds of images per day with AI tools means that volume-based stock image income is achievable at a scale that traditional photographers cannot match. Direct client work. Producing custom AI-generated images or video for specific brand campaigns commands significantly higher rates, $50 to $200 per image for custom commercial work, $500 to $2,000 for short, AI-generated video clips for advertising use. The clients paying these rates are brands that need specific visual concepts that traditional photography or stock imagery cannot cost-effectively provide. Chapter 10. The Speed Killers. Mistakes that make fast money take forever. Let's spend time on the failure modes, the specific mistakes that consistently prevent people who want to make money quickly from actually doing it, not theoretical mistakes, the specific, documented, extremely common errors that separate people who generate income within weeks from people who spend months preparing to generate income and never quite get there. Speed killer. 1. Preparing. Instead of starting the most universal and most expensive mistake in the fast income pursuit, spending more time preparing to make money than actually making money. Building the perfect website before sending the first proposal. Creating a comprehensive portfolio before contacting a single potential client. Researching every possible platform before listing on any of them. Taking 3 courses about freelancing before doing any freelance work. Preparation has a legitimate role in any income strategy. It has a very small, legitimate role in fast income strategies where the primary bottleneck is not information but action. You do not need to know everything about freelancing before you take your first client. You need to know enough to do the work, and you probably already know that. The additional preparation you're contemplating doing is, in most cases, a sophisticated form of procrastination, intellectually engaging, emotionally comfortable, and financially useless. The anti-preparation rule: whatever you're planning to research or prepare before starting, cut it by 75%. Start with the remaining 25% of preparation. You will learn more from your first client interaction, your first sale attempt, your first service delivery, than from any amount of additional preparation. The feedback from real market contact is irreplaceable and unavailable until you actually make contact. Speed killer. 2. Pricing too low. New freelancers consistently underprice their services by 40 to 60%, with the fear of not getting clients overriding rational market rate research. Underpricing doesn't just reduce income, it attracts the worst clients, signals low quality to informed buyers, and creates a race-to-the-bottom dynamic that's difficult to escape. Newsroom. The counterintuitive reality of service pricing. Higher prices frequently produce better outcomes than lower prices. More professional client relationships, more respect for your time, more motivated clients who implement your work and generate referrals. The client who pays $500 for a project treats it differently than the client who pays $50. The $50 client often demands more revisions, pays more slowly, and generates less valuable work for your portfolio. Research market rates before setting prices. Set your rates at or near market rate from the start, even as a beginner. If you need to offer an incentive for your lack of track record, do it through a limited-time introductory offer rather than a permanent structural underpricing that becomes your market position. Speed killer. 3. Waiting for perfect conditions. I'll start the freelancing when I have more savings as a buffer. I'll launch the digital product when I have a bigger email list. I'll start the service business when I have more time. I'll apply for the better job when I feel more confident. These are the sentences that delay income indefinitely, while the conditions they're waiting for either never arrive or are perpetually just slightly out of reach. Perfect conditions for starting a new income stream never exist. Every successful person who has ever generated income through any of the methods in this video started under imperfect conditions with incomplete preparation and inadequate resources. The conditions improved as a result of starting, not before it. The market feedback that came from real activity produced the confidence, the skills, the resources, and the refined strategy that made the income reliable. None of that was available before starting. The antidote to waiting for perfect conditions: commit to an imperfect start by a specific date. Not soon, not when things calm down. A specific date, 2 weeks from today, 1 week from today, by which the first income-generating action will be taken. Write it down. Tell someone. The specificity of the commitment creates accountability that eventually I'll get started cannot. Speed killer. 4. Spreading across too many methods simultaneously. the person who is simultaneously trying to build a freelance business, launch a digital product, grow a social media following, start a resale operation, and sign up for every gig platform available is the person who makes minimal progress on all of them while achieving meaningful progress on none. Fast income requires focus. The methods that generate income fastest are the ones that receive concentrated, undivided effort rather than diluted attention spread across a portfolio of simultaneous attempts. Identify the single method most appropriate for your specific skills, situation, and timeline. Pursue it exclusively for 4 to 6 weeks. Evaluate the results. Then, from a position of demonstrated traction in the first method, consider adding a second. The portfolio approach, multiple income streams simultaneously, is excellent for mature financial stability. It is terrible for generating first income quickly. Concentration beats diversification in the early stages of income building for the same reason that concentration beats diversification in the early stages of skill building. Depth of effort produces results that breadth of effort cannot. Speed killer. 5. Ignoring the money that's already owed to you. Here's a category of fast money that requires neither a new skill nor a new platform. Money that other people already owe you and that you haven't collected. Unpaid invoices from past freelance work. A security deposit from a previous apartment that was never returned. A refund from a canceled subscription that was never processed. An overpayment to a service provider that you noticed but never followed up on. Unused gift cards sitting in a drawer. Rebates submitted but never tracked to completion. A class action settlement that you were entitled to but never claimed. The National Association of Unclaimed Property Administrators estimates that states are holding more than $49 billion in unclaimed property, including forgotten bank accounts, uncashed checks, and unredeemed deposits belonging to approximately 1 in 10 Americans. Harbor Mental Health. The database missingmoney.com and individual state treasury websites allow anyone to search for unclaimed property in their name for free. This search takes 10 minutes and occasionally produces genuinely surprising results: accounts opened and forgotten, refunds issued to old addresses, inheritances unclaimed. It is not guaranteed money, but it is free to check and occasionally very worthwhile. The systematic search for money already owed to you is the actual first step of any fast income strategy, because recovering money you're already owed is infinitely faster than earning new money from new sources. Before building anything, spending anything, or learning anything new, check what's already yours. Chapter 11. The High-Ticket Service Model. Why fewer clients at higher prices beats more clients at lower prices. Here's the income math that most people who are new to making money outside of employment get backwards. They assume that making more money requires getting more clients, more customers, more transactions. They optimize for volume. They price low to maximize the number of buyers. They build systems designed to handle high quantities of small transactions. This is the wrong direction for fast income generation, and understanding why requires a simple comparison. Option A, you offer a service at $50 per project. To make $3,000 per month, you need 60 clients, 60 separate people to find, pitch, onboard, communicate with, deliver work to, follow up with, and invoice. 60 separate relationships, 60 separate projects, 60 separate opportunities for something to go wrong. Option B, you offer a service at $1,500 per project. To make $3,000 per month, you need 2 clients, 2 conversations, 2 relationships, 2 projects, 2 invoices. The work required to find and close 2 clients at $1,500 each is dramatically less than the work required to find and close 60 clients at $50 each, even accounting for the higher difficulty of closing a larger sale. And the ongoing management of 2 client relationships is dramatically less than managing 60 simultaneously. This is the high-ticket service model, solving a significant, specific problem for a small number of clients at a price that reflects the genuine value of the solution. It is the fastest path to meaningful income for anyone with expertise that businesses or high-income individuals will pay to access. High-ticket freelancers, those charging $1,000 or more per project, report working fewer hours per week than low-ticket freelancers while earning significantly more. The median high-ticket freelancer earns $85,000 per year working 25 to 30 hours per week, compared to $35,000 for the median low-ticket freelancer working 40-plus hours. Newsroom: the specific skills that command high-ticket prices in 2026 and the typical project rates. Business. Strategy consulting: $2,000 to $10,000 per engagement. Companies with specific strategic problems, entering a new market, restructuring a failing product line, evaluating an acquisition target, will pay significant fees for expert guidance that saves them from expensive mistakes. Website design and development with conversion focus: $2,500 to $15,000 per project. Not basic template websites. Conversion-optimized, professionally designed sites for businesses where the website is a primary revenue channel. The ROI framing: this website investment should generate X in additional revenue based on typical conversion improvements, justifies premium pricing. Paid advertising management for businesses: $1,500 to $5,000 per month retainer. Businesses that run Google or Meta ads and don't have internal expertise will pay monthly retainers for management that generates measurable ROI. The pricing is justified by the revenue impact, not by the hours worked. Executive and business coaching: $500 to $2,000 per month per client. Experienced professionals with relevant expertise and strong communication skills can offer coaching that produces measurable outcomes for clients, and the clients willing to pay for this are typically executives and business owners with the income to support the investment. Tax strategy and financial consulting: $1,500 to $5,000 per engagement. Particularly relevant for small business owners and high-income individuals who are paying more in taxes than necessary due to inadequate planning. A tax strategy engagement that saves a client $10,000 in taxes justifies a $2,000 fee easily. The key to pricing at these levels is the value framing, explicitly connecting your service to the financial outcome it produces for the client. Not, I will spend 20 hours on your project, but this engagement will produce X outcome, which is worth Y to your business. When the value is clearly articulated in financial terms, the price becomes a calculation rather than an arbitrary number. Clients who understand that $2,000 in fees will produce $20,000 in results don't negotiate the fee. They sign the agreement. How to get high-ticket clients fast. The fastest path to high-ticket clients is through existing relationships, warm outreach to people who already know your work quality and professional credibility, a former employer, a former colleague, a professional contact who has seen your work, a friend in a relevant business who knows you're available for consulting work. The warm outreach message for high-ticket services is specific about the problem you solve. I've been working independently helping type of business with specific problem, and I thought of you because specific reason this is relevant to them. Would it make sense to have a 30-minute conversation about whether I could help with specific outcome they'd want? This message is not a generic "I'm available for freelance work." It is a specific, targeted invitation to a conversation about a specific value proposition. And its specificity is the reason it generates responses. For people without an obvious warm network in their target market, the next fastest path is LinkedIn outreach, identifying specific decision makers at businesses that likely have the problem you solve, and sending connection requests followed by messages that lead with value rather than with a pitch. The value first LinkedIn message: I noticed specific thing about their business. I've helped type of business solve specific problem and thought you might find specific insight useful. Not, I offer consulting services. Would you be interested? The first message earns a conversation by providing value. The conversation creates the opportunity to explain your services. Chapter 12. The Consulting Shortcut. Getting paid for what you already know. Here's the fastest income opportunity available to anyone who has worked in any field for more than 3 years. Consulting on what they already know. Not after building a portfolio, not after establishing a brand, not after years of building a reputation as an expert. Right now, based on the expertise already accumulated in their career, the consulting income opportunity is consistently underestimated by people inside specialized fields because expertise feels normal from the inside. You've been doing this for years. You know it thoroughly. It doesn't feel like special knowledge. It feels like just knowing how to do your job. What you don't see clearly is how that knowledge looks from the outside. from the perspective of someone who needs to solve a problem in your domain and doesn't have your years of accumulated expertise to draw on. Every specialty has a consulting market. Marketing professionals consult on marketing strategy. HR professionals consult on hiring and people management. Operations professionals consult on process optimization. IT professionals consult on technology decisions. Finance professionals consult on financial systems and controls. Legal professionals consult on compliance. Healthcare professionals consult on clinical operations. Every professional domain has a universe of organizations that periodically need expert guidance they don't have internally, and that will pay for it. The average daily rate for independent consultants in the United States is $879, equivalent to approximately $110 per hour. Specialized consultants in high-demand domains, technology, healthcare, finance, strategy, regularly charge $150 to $500 per hour. Harbor mental health. The fastest path to a first consulting engagement for a professional who hasn't consulted before follows a specific three-step sequence. Step 1. Identify the specific problem you can solve most credibly, not the broadest possible articulation of your expertise. I help businesses with operations, but the most specific, most valuable problem you have demonstrably solved. I help e-commerce companies reduce their fulfillment error rate and the customer service cost associated with it. Specificity signals expertise and attracts exactly the clients who have that specific problem. Step 2. Identify 3 to 5 organizations in your network or accessible through LinkedIn that likely have that problem right now. Not vaguely similar organizations, specifically the ones where your problem-solving experience is most directly applicable. Former employers, competitors of former employers, organizations in adjacent industries facing the same problem. Step 3. Reach out with a specific offer, not "I'm available for consulting." A specific offer: I'd like to have a 45-minute discovery call to assess whether there's an opportunity to reduce your fulfillment error rate. Based on work I've done with similar businesses, there's typically $50,000 to $150,000 in annual savings available in this area. Would Tuesday or Wednesday work? The specificity of the value proposition and the quantified outcome is what makes this message generate responses when generic consulting outreach does not. The discovery call, when it happens, is not a sales pitch. It is a diagnostic conversation, genuinely asking questions to understand the client's situation, challenges, and goals. The consulting sale closes itself when the client articulates the problem and you demonstrate the expertise to solve it. Your job in the discovery call is to ask good questions and listen carefully, not to present your credentials. The fractional executive model. One specific consulting arrangement that has grown rapidly in 2026 and that generates particularly reliable recurring income. The fractional executive engagement. A fractional CMO, CFO, COO, or CTO provides executive-level expertise to businesses that can't afford or don't need a full-time executive in that role. Fractional executives typically work 10 to 20 hours per month per client and charge $2,000 to $8,000 per month depending on seniority, domain, and scope. A fractional CMO working with 3 clients at $3,000 per month generates $9,000 per month from approximately 30 to 60 hours of work, an effective rate of $150 to $300 per hour. A mission for Michael. The fractional model is particularly attractive for fast income because the recurring monthly retainer structure produces predictable, consistent income once clients are signed, unlike project-based consulting where each completed project requires finding the next one. A single fractional engagement signed in month 1 continues generating income in month 3, month 6, and beyond. The client acquisition effort is front-loaded, the income compounds. Chapter 13. Building a client pipeline that pays immediately. The fast income sales system. Here's the component of fast income generation that most people find most uncomfortable and therefore execute most poorly. Building the sales system that keeps clients arriving. Not eventually. Now. The pipeline that produces first income within weeks rather than months, because all of the skills, platforms, and methods we've discussed in this video produce zero income without the sales activity that connects them to paying clients. The most skilled freelancer with no proposals sent earns nothing. The most qualified consultant with no outreach made has no clients. The most valuable digital product with no marketing gets no sales. The sales system is not optional. It is the mechanism that converts capability into income. The fastest sales system for service providers consists of 4 components that can be built and activated within a week. Component 1, a clear, specific offer. Before any outreach, you need a clearly defined offer, a specific description of what you do, who you do it for, what problem it solves, and what the client gets. Not a general description of your skills, a packaged offer with a specific scope, a specific deliverable, and a specific price. The offer packaging exercise. Complete this sentence with maximum specificity. I help specific type of client achieve specific outcome through specific method or service in specific time frame for specific price. I help SaaS companies increase trial to paid conversion rates by auditing their onboarding email sequence and rewriting it with behavioral psychology principles delivered in 2 weeks for $1,800. This is a packaged offer. It is specific enough that the right client, a SaaS founder watching their trial conversion underperform, immediately understands whether it's relevant to them and can make a buying decision without lengthy clarification conversations. Specific offers close faster than general capability descriptions because they eliminate the ambiguity that slows decisions. The client doesn't need to figure out how to use your general skills. They simply need to decide whether the specific outcome you're offering is worth the specific price you're asking. Component 2, a targeted outreach list with a specific offer defined. Build a list of 20 to 50 specific organizations or individuals who are the right fit for it. Not everyone, the right people. The SaaS companies with trial conversion problems, the small businesses with the website that clearly hasn't been updated in 5 years, the local restaurants that don't have a Google business profile, the e-commerce stores with abandoned cart rates you can see from their public-facing behavior. The targeting criteria for your list should follow from the specificity of your offer. If you help SaaS companies with onboarding email sequences, your list is SaaS companies with free trial models. Finding them, Product Hunt, G2, Capterra, LinkedIn company search, filtered by industry and size. If you help local businesses with Google Business Profile optimization, your list is local businesses that appear in Google search with incomplete or unoptimized profiles. Finding them, Google search for your local category and audit the profiles that appear. 20 to 50 targeted prospects, identified by name with contact information, is sufficient to generate first income. You don't need hundreds of leads to start. You need enough to send personalized, relevant outreach and receive enough responses to close 1 to 3 initial engagements. Component 3, a personalized outreach message. Cold outreach response rates average 1 to 5% for generic messages and 10 to 20% for highly personalized messages that demonstrate genuine research into the prospect's specific situation. The difference in response rate justifies the additional time required to personalize each message. WFSB, the personalized outreach message, does 3 things. It demonstrates that you research the specific prospect, it identifies a specific relevant problem or opportunity, and it makes a low-friction request for a brief conversation. Not for them to buy anything, not for them to review a proposal, just for a 20-minute call. Template. Hi name, I was looking at specific thing about their business and noticed specific observation. I've helped similar businesses address this and wanted to share what I've found. Would a quick 20-minute call this week be useful? The observation must be genuine and specific. The request must be small and low commitment. The less you ask for in the first message, the higher the response rate. Send these messages across every relevant channel: LinkedIn direct message, email if available, even Instagram or Twitter direct message for creators and smaller businesses. The channel that gets the highest response rate varies by industry and prospect type: LinkedIn for B2B, email for professional services, Instagram for creator economy clients. Component 4, a simple follow-up sequence. Most sales in B2B services happen on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. Contact, not the first. The majority of people who will eventually respond to your outreach don't respond to the first message. They get busy, they forget, they mean to reply, but the email gets buried. A simple 3-message follow-up sequence. sent over 2 to 3 weeks following the initial outreach, dramatically increases response rates without crossing into annoying or pushy territory. Message 1, the initial outreach. Message 2, 1 week later. Following up on my note, wanted to make sure this didn't get buried. Happy to share a relevant case study if that would be helpful. Message 3, 2 weeks after that. I'll assume the timing isn't right for now. Feel free to reach out if this becomes relevant. Best of luck with specific thing about their business. The third message closes the sequence graciously, which occasionally produces responses from prospects who weren't ready earlier but appreciate the non-pushy close. A 20 prospect outreach list with a 3-message follow-up sequence generates, at a 10 to 15% response rate, 2 to 4 conversations. 2 to 4 conversations, closing at a 30 to 50% rate for a well-positioned specific offer, generates 1 to 2 initial clients. 1 to 2 initial clients at $1,000 to $3,000 each produces $1,000 to $6,000 in first month income from a single focused week of outreach activity. Chapter 14, the income stacking strategy, how to layer methods for maximum speed. Here's the approach that produces the fastest total income by combining multiple methods in a specific sequence rather than choosing one and ignoring the others. The income stacking strategy. The income stacking strategy is not the try everything simultaneously approach that we identified as a speed killer in Chapter 10. It is a deliberately sequenced combination of methods that complement rather than compete with each other, where the first method generates immediate cash flow, the second builds towards sustainable, recurring income, and the third creates the long-term asset income that eventually replaces the need for active work. The sequence looks like this. Layer 1, immediate cash. Week 1 to 2. In the first week, activate the fastest available income methods regardless of long-term income potential, sell unused items from the household, sign up for 1 gig platform and work peak hours for the first 2 weekends, check for unclaimed property, follow up on any outstanding invoices or owed money. The goal of Layer 1 is not to build a business, it is to generate immediate cash flow that eliminates the financial pressure that makes patient, strategic income building difficult. The first layer also serves a psychological function. It demonstrates that income generation is possible, that action produces results, and that the process of making money outside of traditional employment is real and accessible. This demonstration, even at modest dollar amounts, is the motivational fuel that makes the subsequent layers possible to pursue with genuine commitment. Layer 2, Active Income Foundation, weeks 2 to 8. While Layer 1 provides immediate cash, Layer 2 builds the active income foundation, the service, consulting, or freelance work that generates $2,000 to $5,000 or more per month within 4 to 8 weeks. This is where the targeted outreach, the specific offer, the platform profile, and the client pipeline we've been discussing come into play. Layer 2 requires more effort than Layer 1, but produces significantly more income per hour of work. The goal is to establish 1 to 3 active income relationships, clients, recurring contracts, platform customers, that provide reliable monthly income at a level that covers essential expenses with margin to spare. Once Layer 2 is producing reliable income, the financial pressure of Layer 1 activities can be released. You don't need to spend weekend afternoons doing gig work if your consulting income is covering the bills. The Layer 2 income frees time and attention for Layer 3. Layer 3, Scalable Income Building, month 2 onwards. With immediate cash flow from Layer 1 and active income stability from Layer 2, the third layer focuses on building income that doesn't require proportional time investment to grow. The digital products, the content platforms, the rental assets, the passive income streams that eventually create financial leverage. Layer 3 is where most people start, attracted by the passive income narrative, and where the failure rate is highest because they're trying to build passive income without the financial stability that makes patient, sustained building possible. Starting Layer 3 from a position of financial security with Layer 2 income covering expenses changes the experience entirely. You're not desperate for Layer 3 to work immediately. You're building it consistently alongside active work. That's already paying you, which means the timeline pressure is removed and the quality of what you build improves accordingly. People who combine active and passive income streams earn on average 2.3 times more than those relying solely on employment income, and those with 3 or more income streams report significantly higher financial stability and lower financial stress than those with 1 or 2. Yahoo Finance. The income stacking sequence: immediate cash, active income foundation, scalable income building, is the professional approach to making money quickly in a way that lasts. Layer 1 solves the immediate problem. Layer 2 builds the sustainable base. Layer 3 builds the future. Each layer funds the time and attention required to build the next one. Chapter 15. The overlooked money. Costs you're paying that you shouldn't be. Here's a chapter that reframes the make money fast question slightly, but importantly, before investing significant energy in generating new income, there's frequently an equivalent opportunity in stopping the unnecessary outflow of income you're already generating. Making an extra $200 per month and simultaneously reducing unnecessary expenses by $200 per month produces the same net improvement as making an extra $400 per month. The expense reduction side of this equation is faster to execute, requires no new skills, and is permanent once implemented. Negotiating existing bills, the 15-minute money, most recurring bills, internet, phone, cable, insurance, gym memberships, and subscription services are negotiable to a degree that most consumers never test. Companies prefer retaining existing customers at reduced rates over losing them entirely, and their retention departments have meaningful authority to offer discounts, promotional rates, and service upgrades that are not advertised to customers who don't ask. Consumers who call their service providers to negotiate report success rates of 65 to 75% for at least some improvement in terms. The average successful negotiation reduces monthly bills by $20 to $50 per service, with cable and internet bills showing the highest negotiation success rates and largest reductions. Bank rate. The negotiation script for existing bills is simple. Call the retention department, not general customer service. State that you've been a loyal customer and are considering switching to a competitor due to cost, and ask what they can offer to retain your business. Have a specific competitor offer in hand if possible. Even a quoted rate from a competitor's website strengthens the position significantly. 5 service providers negotiated in an afternoon at an average saving of $25 each produces $125 per month, $1,500 per year, from 5 phone calls. This is not passive income. It is extremely fast income, measured in savings per hour of effort rather than earnings per hour. The insurance audit insurance premiums are among the most negotiable recurring expenses in a household budget, and most people never renegotiate them after the initial purchase. Auto insurance, in particular, is a market where competitive pricing varies enormously between providers for identical coverage, and annual shopping produces meaningful savings for most households. Drivers who shop auto insurance annually save an average of $461 per year compared to those who auto-renew without shopping. The comparison process takes approximately 30 minutes using online comparison tools and produces savings that are permanent until the next renewal. The motley fool $461 per year from 30 minutes of comparison shopping. This is a higher effective hourly rate than most of the active income methods in this video, and the savings persist without any ongoing effort. The same principle applies to homeowners or renters insurance, life insurance, and health insurance during open enrollment. Each is worth an annual shopping exercise. The cumulative savings across all insurance categories for most households is $500 to $1,500 per year. The debt interest reduction high interest debt is both a wealth killer and an income reducer. Every dollar paid in credit card interest at 22% is a dollar that could otherwise be invested or spent on something valuable. Reducing the interest rate on existing debt produces an immediate and permanent improvement in monthly cash flow. The specific tools for interest rate reduction, balance transfer credit cards, introductory 0% APR periods of 12 to 21 months allow debt repayment without ongoing interest accumulation. Personal loan consolidation, replacing multiple high-rate credit card balances with a single lower-rate personal loan, and direct rate negotiation with existing card issuers, the 76% success rate we cited earlier. A $10,000 credit card balance at 22% APR costs approximately $183 per month in interest at the minimum payment level. Transferring this balance to a 0% APR card for 18 months and paying $556 per month eliminates the balance entirely with zero interest, saving $1,944 in interest costs over the period. That $1,944 saving is equivalent to earning an extra $1,944 over 18 months, free money, from an administrative action that takes one afternoon. Chapter 16. What to do with fast money once you have it, the deployment strategy. Here's the chapter that most make money fast content doesn't include because it's beyond the scope of the clickbait promise. But that determines whether the fast money you generate actually improves your financial life or simply passes through your account on its way to the same destinations as before. Making money fast is the first half of the problem. Deploying it correctly is the second half, and the second half is where most people who successfully generate additional income fail to capture the actual financial improvement they were seeking. The deployment strategy for fast money depends on the purpose that motivated the income generation, but follows a consistent priority hierarchy regardless of that purpose. Priority 1. Stabilize before you build. If the motivation for making money fast was a specific immediate pressure, an overdue bill, an emergency expense, a debt that was accumulating expensive interest, address that pressure first, completely, before allocating any of the fast money to anything else. Clearing the acute financial pressure is the precondition for the clearer thinking that good financial decision-making requires. The person who generates $1,500 in fast income while carrying a $1,500 overdue credit card bill should pay the bill before doing anything else, before investing, before saving, before spending any of it on anything discretionary. The relief of eliminating the acute pressure is itself valuable, and the interest savings from paying off the overdue balance immediately are real and ongoing. Priority 2. The emergency fund that prevents the next emergency. The second deployment priority for fast money is always the emergency fund. If it's not yet at the starter $1,000 level, or if it was recently depleted by the emergency that motivated the fast income generation in the first place. People with emergency funds of $1,000 or more report 40% lower financial stress than those without, and are 60% less likely to take on new high-interest debt in response to unexpected expenses. Program business. The emergency fund is the infrastructure that converts episodic fast income generation from a crisis response into a strategic choice. With a funded emergency fund, you pursue additional income from a position of stability rather than urgency, which produces better decisions, better client relationships, and better financial outcomes across every dimension. Priority 3. High-interest debt elimination. After stabilizing the immediate situation and funding the starter emergency fund, fast money should go to eliminating high-interest debt, particularly credit card balances at 20% plus APR. The guaranteed 20% plus return from debt elimination beats any investment available to the average person, and the monthly cash flow freed by eliminated debt payments is itself a form of permanent income improvement. The avalanche method applied to fast money windfalls. Identify the highest rate debt, apply the fast money entirely to it until eliminated, then move to the next highest rate. Each eliminated balance frees monthly cash flow and reduces total interest accumulation, a compounding benefit that persists long after the fast money event. Priority 4. Investment and wealth building. Once the emergency fund is funded and high-interest debt is eliminated or being aggressively managed, fast money can be deployed toward wealth building, index fund investments, retirement account contributions, real estate down payment savings, or other asset acquisition that generates compounding returns over time. The specific investment vehicle matters less than the consistency of deployment. Money that goes to a simple S&P 500 index fund within days of being generated builds wealth more reliably than money that sits in checking while you research the optimal investment. The psychological temptation with fast money is to celebrate the generation of it with spending that provides immediate gratification. This temptation is normal and not entirely wrong. Some celebration of genuine financial achievement is healthy and motivating. The amount appropriate for celebration is modest, 5 to 10% of the fast money spent deliberately on something genuinely enjoyable. The other 90 to 95% follows the deployment hierarchy. The celebration is the reward for the work. The deployment is the purpose. Chapter 17. The local business goldmine. the offline opportunity everyone is overlooking. Here's the irony of the 2026 income landscape. At the exact moment when every online income method has become more crowded, more competitive, and more algorithm dependent than ever before, the offline local business opportunity has quietly become more lucrative than it's been in decades. Because while everyone else is staring at their phone trying to crack TikTok or build a Shopify store, the local service economy is running a persistent labor shortage that translates directly into premium pricing power for anyone willing to show up and do good work. The skilled trades are facing a shortage of approximately 500,000 workers in the United States, with demand for electricians, plumbers, HVAC technicians, and general contractors consistently exceeding supply. This shortage has driven hourly rates for skilled trade work to historic highs, with independent contractors in these fields regularly charging $75 to $200 per hour. Newsroom: 500,000 unfilled positions. In fields where the work cannot be offshored, cannot be automated in the near term, and cannot be done remotely. The person who can fix things, build things, clean things, move things, or maintain things is operating in a seller's market, and the income available reflects that market reality. But the local business opportunity extends well beyond the skilled trades. Here are the specific local service categories generating the highest income per hour in 2026, with realistic startup requirements and income expectations. Pool service and maintenance. Pool service is among the highest margin local service businesses available, combining recurring monthly revenue with relatively low physical demand and a customer base, homeowners with pools, that skews toward higher income levels and therefore has lower price sensitivity. The business model: recurring monthly maintenance contracts at $100 to $200 per pool per month, including chemical balancing, cleaning, and equipment inspection. A single technician can service 8 to 12 pools per day, generating $800 to $2,400 in daily revenue from maintenance visits. The startup investment: a test kit, basic cleaning equipment, a supply of chemicals, runs $500 to $1,500, making it one of the lower capital requirements for a service business with this income ceiling. The geographic constraint is real. This business works in climates with pools and pool season. Sun Belt markets: Florida, Arizona, Texas, California, Nevada have year-round pool seasons and dense pool ownership that makes route optimization efficient. Midwest and Northeast markets have compressed seasonal windows that reduce annual revenue potential. First client acquisition: door-to-door canvassing in neighborhoods with visible pools, next-door posts offering a free water test, flyers at pool supply stores. The free water test offer is particularly effective. It provides immediate value, gets you on the property, and frequently reveals chemistry problems that convert to paid maintenance. Contracts: senior care and companion services. The United States has 57 million adults over 65, a number projected to reach 73 million by 2030. Non-medical senior care, companionship, transportation, light housekeeping, meal preparation, errand running is one of the fastest growing service categories in the country, paying $20 to $35 per hour for independent providers. Harbor mental health. Non-medical senior care requires no medical training, no license in most states, and no specialized equipment. It requires reliability, patience, genuine warmth, and the ability to pass a background check. The demand is enormous. The incumbent providers, large home care agencies, charge families $30 to $45 per hour while paying their workers $12 to $15, and the independent provider who goes direct to families can charge $22 to $30 per hour while earning more than the agency worker and costing the family less than the agency. The direct-to-family model eliminates the agency middleman entirely. Marketing: flyers at senior centers, churches, medical offices, and community centers, posts in neighborhood Facebook groups and Nextdoor, word of mouth from satisfied families that compounds rapidly in tight-knit senior communities. The income from 3 to 5 regular weekly clients at 15 to 20 hours per week each is $1,500 to $2,500 per week, $6,000 to $10,000 per month, from a business with essentially zero startup cost. Junk removal and hauling junk removal is a business that sounds unglamorous, charges premium rates, and has more demand than most markets can satisfy. Homeowners, businesses, landlords, and property managers regularly generate volumes of unwanted material, furniture, appliances, construction debris, accumulated junk, that they're willing to pay to have removed without dealing with it themselves. The pricing for junk removal is based on truck volume. A full load in a standard pickup truck typically commands $150 to $300. A trailer load, $300 to $600. A crew of 2 running a truck and trailer can complete 3 to 5 jobs per day, generating $900 to $3,000 in daily revenue. The startup requirement, a truck you already own or can access, basic loading equipment, and a relationship with a local dump or transfer station. 1-800-GOT Junk, the largest junk removal franchise, charges $150 to $600 per job and books thousands of jobs per day across North America, demonstrating the scale of demand for a service that an independent operator can provide at comparable or lower prices with dramatically higher margins. A mission for Michael. The marketing for junk removal is local and immediate. Google Business Profile listing free appears in local search results within days of setup. Thumbtack and Angie listings where people actively search for hauling services, and Nextdoor posts in neighborhoods where cleanouts are common, spring and fall seasonally, but year-round for landlords managing tenant turnover. Specialty cleaning services. General house cleaning is competitive and commodity priced. Specialty cleaning, move-out cleaning, post-construction cleaning, Airbnb turnover cleaning, deep cleaning for real estate listings, commands premium rates from clients who have specific time-sensitive needs and who are willing to pay for reliability and quality. Move-out cleaning for apartments and houses, $200 to $500 per job, typically 1 to 4 hours of work for an experienced cleaner. Airbnb turnover cleaning, $75 to $150 per turnover, recurring as frequently as the host books guests. A single host with a busy property generates multiple weekly cleaning jobs from one client relationship. Post-construction cleaning, 15 cents to 30 cents per square foot, which on a 2,000 square foot home produces $300 to $600 per job. The client acquisition strategy for specialty cleaning. Contact local real estate agents directly, as they need reliable move-out and listing prep cleaning constantly, and refer clients continuously once a trusted relationship is established. Contact Airbnb hosts in your market through the platform's host community groups. Contact general contractors who always need post-construction cleaning and rarely have reliable providers. Chapter 18, the referral and affiliate engine, getting paid for connections. You already have. Here's an income method that requires no new skills, no product creation, no service delivery, and no platform algorithm to navigate. Getting paid to connect people with products, services, or opportunities they're already looking for. Referral and affiliate income is the most overlooked fast income method for people who have professional networks, because the professional network most people have built over their career contains both supply and demand for almost every service imaginable, and the broker who connects them earns a fee without producing anything except the introduction. Professional referral arrangements. In most professional service industries, real estate, financial planning, legal services, accounting, insurance, mortgage lending, and many others, formal referral fee arrangements are standard practice. Referring a friend or colleague to a real estate agent who closes a transaction earns a referral fee of 20 to 35% of the agent's commission, typically $2,000 to $5,000 on a median home sale. Referring a client to a financial advisor who manages their assets earns ongoing referral compensation in some arrangements. Referring a business to an accountant or attorney earns a one-time or recurring fee depending on the arrangement. These arrangements exist, are widely practiced, and are consistently underutilized by people who don't know they're available. The next time someone in your network mentions they're looking for a real estate agent, a financial planner, or a business attorney, and you happen to know a good one, asking both parties whether a formal referral arrangement makes sense is a conversation worth having. The financial upside of a single successful referral at professional service rates is significant. B2. B referral partnerships. At the business level, referral partnerships between complementary service providers are a standard income source that independent professionals frequently overlook. A web designer who refers clients to a copywriter earns a referral fee. A business coach who refers clients to an accountant earns a referral fee. A marketing consultant who refers clients to a PR firm earns a referral fee. B2B referral partnerships generate an average of 65% higher conversion rates than cold outreach, and referred clients have 37% higher retention rates than non-referred clients. Service providers who actively develop referral partnerships report that 30 to 50% of their revenue comes from referral sources within 18 months of establishing formal arrangements. WFSB building a referral partnership network starts with identifying 2 to 3 complementary service providers whose clients would benefit from your services and whose services your clients would benefit from. A direct conversation. I'd like to set up a formal referral arrangement where we each earn a 10 to 15% fee for client introductions that convert, establishes the structure. A simple written agreement documents the terms. The network compounds over time as satisfied referred clients generate their own referrals back into the network. Affiliate marketing. With existing relationships. Beyond formal professional referral arrangements, affiliate marketing, earning commission on sales generated through your recommendation, can be activated immediately using relationships and platforms you already have. The fastest affiliate income available. Identify 2 to 3 products or services you genuinely use and value. Check whether they have affiliate programs. Most SaaS products, online courses, books, and service businesses do. Apply to the program, typically approved within 24 to 48 hours, and share your affiliate link in the context of genuinely recommending the product to people who would benefit from it. The keyword is genuinely. Affiliate marketing that involves recommending products you don't actually use or believe in produces low conversion rates, damages relationships, and is not sustainable. Affiliate marketing that involves sharing products you authentically endorse with people who would genuinely benefit converts at rates that reflect the trust embedded in the recommendation, and those conversions compound as the relationship network grows. The average affiliate marketer with an engaged email list of 1,000 subscribers earns $500 to $2,000 per month from affiliate promotions, with conversion rates of 2 to 5% on well-targeted recommendations to warm audiences. Even without an email list, a professional with an active LinkedIn or social media presence can generate $200 to $800 per month from affiliate recommendations to their existing network. Yahoo Finance. The affiliate programs with the highest commission rates in 2026, SaaS software, 20 to 40% recurring monthly commission, online courses and educational products, 30 to 50% one-time commission, financial products, variable but often $50 to $200 per qualified referral, and B2B services, 10 to 20% of first contract value. A single successful SaaS affiliate referral at 30% of a $200 per month subscription generates $60 per month indefinitely. Genuinely passive income from a single recommendation. Chapter 19. The mindset shift that makes everything faster. Here's the final chapter before the conclusion. The one that isn't about a specific method or a specific platform or a specific tactic, but that explains why some people implement everything in this video and generate income quickly, while others consume the same information and remain exactly where they are. The difference is not intelligence. It is not access to capital. It is not connections, credentials, or circumstance. It is a specific mindset shift that changes how a person relates to the activity of making money, and that either accelerates or blocks every practical method this video has covered: the employee mindset versus the entrepreneur mindset. Most people who have been employed their entire adult lives have developed what behavioral economists call an employee mindset, a set of assumptions about how income works that are perfectly calibrated for employment and perfectly miscalibrated for every income method outside of it. The employee mindset assumes that income comes from showing up reliably, completing assigned tasks competently, and waiting for someone else to evaluate and compensate the performance. It assumes that income growth requires permission: a raise approved by a manager, a promotion granted by the organization. It assumes that value is determined by job title, years of experience, and credentials, rather than by the outcome delivered to a specific person with a specific problem. Every single assumption in this list is wrong outside of an employment context, and every single assumption creates a specific behavior that slows income generation to a crawl, waiting to be evaluated before charging, The employee mindset produces people who want external validation of their skills before they believe they deserve to charge for them. They want a client to confirm that their work is good enough before they ask for payment. The market doesn't work this way. You set a price, you deliver value, you improve based on feedback. The client satisfaction is the validation, not a prerequisite for attempting to provide value. Waiting for permission to increase prices. The employee mindset produces people who feel uncomfortable raising rates without some external authority confirming they're allowed to. The market gives this permission automatically through demand that exceeds supply at your current prices, through referrals that arrive without solicitation, through clients who accept your quotes without negotiating. These are the signals that prices should rise. No manager needs to approve the increase. Entrepreneurs who adopt a value-based pricing mindset earn 2 to 3 times more per hour than those who price based on time and materials or competitive benchmarking. The mental shift from "what should I charge for my time" to "what is this outcome worth to the client" is the single most impactful pricing decision available to any service provider. Bank rate, the scarcity mindset versus the abundance mindset. The second mindset dimension that determines how fast income flows is the orientation towards scarcity versus abundance in the market. The scarcity mindset says, there's only so much work to go around. Getting clients means taking them from someone else. If I charge too much, they'll go to a competitor, and I should be grateful for whatever comes my way rather than selective about the work I accept. This mindset produces underpricing, over-accommodation of difficult clients, reluctance to raise rates, and a generally defensive posture toward the market. The abundance mindset says, there are more potential clients than I can possibly serve. The right clients will pay appropriate rates for genuine value. The wrong clients who balk at my prices are correctly self-selecting out of the relationship, and my capacity is a finite resource worth protecting for the work that generates the highest value. This mindset produces confident pricing, selective client acceptance, willingness to decline low-value work, and a generally generative posture toward the market. The abundance mindset is not delusional optimism. It is the accurate perception of a market that, for most services, contains far more potential demand than any individual provider can satisfy. The constraint is not demand. It is the provider's willingness to reach the demand, price appropriately for it, and deliver quality that generates referrals and repeat business. The perfectionist delay. Here's the mindset pattern that is most specifically correlated with slow income generation. Perfectionism applied to income-generating activities before they've been tested in the market. The perfect website that delays the first client proposal by 3 weeks. The perfect portfolio that delays the first outreach by a month. The perfect product that delays the first sale attempt by 6 months. Perfectionism in the pre-market phase is expensive because it delays the market feedback that would actually improve the product, and the improvement that comes from market feedback is qualitatively more valuable than the improvement that comes from additional solo preparation. Research on entrepreneurial success consistently shows that speed to market is a stronger predictor of outcome than quality of initial product or service offering. The companies and the individuals who reach the market fastest learn fastest, iterate fastest, and ultimately produce better products than those who optimized extensively before launching. The motley fool, the counterintuitive truth about perfectionism and income. The imperfect proposal sent today generates more income than the perfect proposal sent in 3 weeks. Not because quality doesn't matter, it does, but because good enough today is infinitely more valuable than perfect eventually. The market rewards participation. It has nothing to offer to observers. The identity question? Here's the deepest mindset dimension and the one that most directly determines long-term income generation capacity. The identity question. Specifically, whether you see yourself as someone who makes money actively and entrepreneurially, who solves problems for people and earns income from that value, or as someone whose income is determined by their employer and the raises the employer chooses to grant. This identity question sounds philosophical. Its practical consequences are entirely concrete. The person who identifies as an active income generator, who sees themselves as a value creator rather than a labor provider, makes different daily decisions about how to spend their time, who to reach out to, what to offer, and how to price it. These decisions compound over months and years into dramatically different financial outcomes. The identity shift doesn't require quitting a job or abandoning employment income. It requires adding a layer of self-perception. I am someone who creates value and captures income from it in addition to my employed role. That makes every method in this video feel like a natural extension of who you are, rather than a foreign activity that requires special motivation. The fastest income generation happens when the methods are aligned with a genuine self-perception as a value creator. The slowest happens when the methods feel like desperate measures taken by someone who doesn't really believe they have anything worth offering at market prices. The truth, for virtually everyone with any professional experience, you have significantly more worth offering than you've been charging for, in a market with significantly more demand than you've been accessing, at rates significantly higher than you've been asking. The gap between what you're currently earning and what you could earn is not primarily a skill gap or a market gap. It is a perception gap, the distance between how you see your own value and how the market would price it if you offered it clearly, specifically, and confidently to the people who need it most. Close the perception gap. The income follows automatically. Conclusion: the honest truth about making money. Fast. Let's end where we started, with the commitment to honesty that this video made in the first 30 seconds. Here is the honest truth about making money as quickly as possible in 2026. The money is there. The methods are real. The infrastructure, the platforms, the markets, the tools, the demand has never been more accessible. The person who decides today to generate additional income and pursues the right method with focused, consistent effort can genuinely produce meaningful income within days to weeks. Not everyone will, but the failure is almost never due to lack of opportunity. It is due to the speed killers we identified: the over-preparation, the underpricing, the distraction, the waiting for perfect conditions that prevent capable people from converting capability into income. The fastest money available right now for most people reading this falls into one of three buckets. If you need money this week, sell things you own, work gig economy peak hours, follow up on money already owed to you, and negotiate your existing bills. If you need money within a month, offer a specific service to warm contacts, build a targeted outreach list, and send personalized proposals to the people most likely to need what you offer. If you need money that grows over time, identify the scalable income method most aligned with your skills and interests, start it alongside the immediate methods, and build it patiently from a position of financial stability. The median American with a marketable skill who commits to one focused month of income generation activity outside their primary employment earns $1,500 to $4,000 in additional income. The median American who commits to 6 months earns $8,000 to $25,000. The trajectory is clear. The people who start, stay consistent, and resist the speed killers compound their income in ways that the people who only think about starting never do. Life stance health. The question that determines everything is not which method is best. It is which method will I actually execute starting today without waiting for better preparation or better conditions or a better version of myself that I'll become eventually. That method, the one you actually do, is the best one. Not theoretically, in your actual life, with your actual schedule, your actual skills, and your actual situation. The yachts and the beach laptops and the $10,000 a month while you sleep promises. Those videos are designed to make you feel like the answer is one system away, one course away, one secret away. The actual answer is simpler and less photogenic. Identify a real method, price it appropriately, reach the right people, deliver genuine value, and repeat. The money follows the genuine value. It always has. It does so faster in 2026 than at any previous point in history, with tools and platforms and markets that previous generations couldn't have imagined. The fastest way to make money is to stop waiting and start delivering something worth paying for. You already have something worth paying for. The only question is when you'll start offering it.